Bhagavad Kripayalabdham Sadgurum Isamcha Tat Kripalabdham Janan Upakriti Mahide Bhagavati Paramam Bhaktim Atanute Asatoma Sadgamaya Tamasoma Jyotirgamaya Mrityorma Amritam Gamaya Om Shantihi 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 Asmat Gurubhyo Namaha Asmat Paramagurubhyo Namaha Asmat Sarva Gurubhyo Namaha. Thank you, Mr. Mohan Kalkinathan, for inviting me and giving introduction about me. My humble salutations to the family, the Grihalakshmi, Srimati Sushila Varmaji, and Srimati Maitreyi, then Srimati Madhu Vasudeva, and all sitting here. Now, coming straight to my topic, I was asked to speak about Saint Purandara Dasa, who is believed to be the Sangeeta Pitamaha. The word Pitamaha means the grandsire. Father is called Pita. His father, like that. If you go to the eldest man, he is called the Pitamaha. Bhishmacharya was called Pitamaha. Brahma, creation god, he is called Pitamaha. So the first progenitor, the first person who begins a tradition is called Prapitamaha. You know, this Purandaradasa's biography is almost known to everybody. It's a popular story. Still, I see some of the younger generation sitting here for their benefit, and for those who might have forgotten a section of the story, I would like to put in a nutshell his biography. Saint Purandaradasa belongs to the 15th century. They say he was born in 1484. He lived up to 1564. He lived for a full length of 80 years, 80 years. His original name was Srinivasa Nayaka. Nayaka means head. Srinivasa is the name of Lord Venkateshwara. So he was called Sinappa Nayaka as a pet name. His father was Varadappa Nayaka. They were diamond merchants. This Varadappa Nayaka was a very rich man. He dealt with gold, diamonds and gems. He was good in gemology. You know, of all businesses, this gold and diamond business is held to be in high esteem. Astrology says if planet Mercury sits in house 11 or if Venus sits in house 10, such a man becomes a diamond merchant. So not all can become a diamond merchant. Only those who are chosen, who are blessed. Srinivasa Nayaka was a very lucky man. He was born for very rich parents. His father was an affluent merchant in diamonds. But fortunately or unfortunately, he lost his parents at a very young age. Say by 20, he lost his parents. He had to take up the business. Once he became in charge of the business, money attracted him. Once you hold diamonds in your hands, diamonds start to rule you. He became money-minded. He became a miser. He was a popular miser. The history says that he was very fond of money. He won't lend money. He won't give money as a gift at all. He was known for his miserliness. Because of that, he multiplied his father's property, so much so that he came to be known as Navakoti Narayana. His name was Srinivasa Nayaka. Navakoti Narayana means he had 9 crores of rupees. In those days, money's value was high. They didn't have currency money like this, like us. You take a 100 rupee note or a 5 rupees note, you read there, the governor of a state has signed, I promise the bearer to pay him the amount of 5 rupees. It's only a promissory note. It's not money exactly. So currency is not money, it's a promissory note. We are all debtors in India. But in those days, money was measured in gold. Gold was used in the form of coins. So like that, he was a crorier, so multi-millionaire. So since he had 9 crores, he was called as Navakoti Narayana. He wanted to become a Dasakoti Damodara. He wanted to add 1 more crore to the wealth. So he started this pawnbrokery, pledging jewels and giving money, multiplying interest. There is many kinds of interest, simple interest, compound interest, and there are many ways of extracting money from the debtors. So he became avaricious of money. But his wife, it so happened, she's named as Lakshmi Bai. In some books I read that her name was Saraswati Bai. I don't know which is correct. In another version I read that her name was Lakshmi Saraswati Bai. I don't know which is correct. But that lady was a very kind lady, religious minded, and she wanted to give away. She was very philanthropic. She used to take pity on suffering people. But this man would not allow her to give even a kaudi, even a brass coin he wouldn't allow. So that was the dilemma. It so happened because of the prayers of this wife, Lord Narayana wanted to change this man's heart. There is also a statement, I believe, that he was an incarnation of sage Narada. Sage Narada is good at songs. He was the guru of Tyagaraja Swami also. He gave a book on music. The story goes that Narada, as per the command of Lord Narayana, was born as this Srinivasa Nayaka. It might be true or it is only a suggestive truth. The story says that on a Friday, a poor Brahmin came to the shop of Srinivasa Nayaka to ask for alms, to ask for monetary help. He wanted to get the Upanayana of his son done. Getting Upanayana done is a monetary matter. It is not a simple thing. You must invite at least some 10 Brahmins to feed them, spend money. He had no money. He wanted alms. But Srinivasa Nayaka was very miserly. He said no, he wouldn't go away. So he chased him violently. They said he beat him and he was knocked out. So this man walked out. Story says that it was Lord Narayana himself who came in that way. He straight away went to the house of Srinivasa Nayaka. His wife was there. He went there and looking at the size of the house, the pavilion, he went and begged for help. He said, please help me for my son's Upanayana. She wanted to help, but this man would not allow even a brass coin or copper coin to be given away. So she decided to remove her nose ring. In South Indian language we call it mukti. She removed her nose ring, gave it to him. Take this, sell it, and with the money you conduct your son's Upanayana. This mischievous Brahmin went straight away to Srinivasa Nayaka's shop to pledge it. He said, I have a nose ring, take this and give me money. Now this man was so miserly that he could very easily identify this nose ring. Aha, this is my wife's nose ring. So what he did was, okay, you stay here, I'll give you the money, wait for some time. He locked it in a drawer, straight away went to the house, called his wife, Lakshmi, come here, where is your nose ring? It was not there. Now what she did was, there are two versions. One version says, she went to the mother Tulasi. Tulasi is there, the plant Tulasi. Went around it, cried, and in that Tulasi Mada she found that nose ring. Another version says that she was dejected, she felt cornered, so she was about to take poison and commit suicide. While taking poison, she could hear some clink-clank noise and the nose ring was there. God Narayana gave it. So she took it and showed the husband, here is the nose ring, because I took oil bath today, I removed it, here it is. When he saw it, he was bewildered. How can one ring be in two places simultaneously? Then he gave it to her, went back to the shop, opened the drawer. One version says that nose ring was not there. Another version says the nose ring was there. Now, she took the nose ring, asked the man, how did you get it? Just a few minutes back you came begging for money, now you have come with a nose ring. Who gave this to you? He confessed the truth. There is a house there with so much description. The description applied very much to his house. Now confusion increased for him. Then once again he went to his wife. He said, come on, tell me the truth. There is some mischief going on. Two people are trying to make me a fool. Tell me the truth, he said. She quietly confessed. This is what happened. Then he ran to that old man. That old man was not there. The nose ring in the drawer was not there. Now he understood that the whole thing is a miraculous event. Happened because of the grace of God. He wanted to bless his wife. Then he thought, God Narayana, even though I am named after him, did not bless me. Whereas he went to the extent of creating 2 nose rings to bless her. So he thought about it. Then one version says, in that very nose ring he had a vision that he himself was sage Narada, who has been sent to the earth to spread bhakti. Anyway, he got ultimate knowledge. He developed a sort of aversion to all money. Within a fraction of a second, he hated all worldly pleasures. He gave away all the wealth to poor people. Leaving not even an old cloth, he left the house. He took his wife and children. He had 4 sons then. He left he left the house. He took the wife and all the 4 sons. Then he started going to temples, begging for alms. Then history says that he went to Vyasaraja. Vyasaraja was the guru of Krishnadevaraya. He is supposed to be the guru of Kanakadasa. He is supposed to be the guru of Vatirajar also. You would have heard about Vatirajar. Vatirajar was a man who was blessed by Lord Hayagriva. In Vaishnava Sampradaya, we people, when we want education, learning, memory power, we don't worship Saraswati, we go to Hayagriva. Hayagriva is supposed to be the guru of Saraswati. Hayagriva is an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Vyasaraja was also an incarnation. This Krishnani Begane Baro was sung by him. It's believed to be his kriti. Then he went to Vyasaraja, he became his disciple. He gave him this Diksha Nama as Purandara Dasa. Originally he was born in Purandarghat, they say, near Pune. There is another version which says that he was born near Tirthahalli. Also, there is a place called Kshemapura, Tirthahalli. So there are 2 versions. So after becoming the disciple of this Vyasaraja, he came to be called as Purandara Dasa. Purandara is the name of Lord Vishnu. Dasa means servant, slave. He started living on Unchavriti. What is Unchavriti? Unchavriti means living on begging. But actually, how does the word get coined? Vritti means way of living. Uncha means sprinkled grains. In the fields, when harvesting is done, paddy or wheat grains will be sprinkled on the ground. These sannyasis, they will go and pick them up. They will bring to the house. They will prepare food and eat only that. They won't even add salt or any masala, some such thing. They would hate tasty food. So that is called Unchavriti. Indian philosophy says that wisdom dawns upon you once you give up your taste for food. So by Unchavriti, he lived a life. One strange thing about Purandaradasa is, while he went for Unchavriti, he took his wife and children also. The whole family went for Unchavriti. And that family was very much loyal to him. They did not leave him. They did not forsake him. So at a stage, God Narayana blesses him with the knowledge of music, composition. Originally, while he was the son of Varadapanayaka as a merchant, he had learnt Sanskrit. That family was a learned family. He knew Sanskrit, he knew Cantonese, he knew a few more languages also. So he could compose Keerthanas. In one of the Keerthanas, he says that at that time I did not know how to compose even a single Keerthana. But now I realize that I had composed 4,75,000 Keerthanas. But unfortunately, only 75,000 Keerthanas are available now. They have been eaten up by time. Now he sang like that, and he started visiting all shrines, holy Vishnu temples. History says that ultimately he went to Bandaripura. The Bandaripura is situated on the border of Karnataka. So both were devotees of Maharashtra as well as Karnataka. Lord Bandarinatha is the presiding deity. It is there is a story. I don't know how far it is true. In Bandaripura, a certain lady, she was a dasi working in a temple. She wanted to learn music from him. He used to go and teach her music. But a story spread out in the city that he had some illegal relations with her. He was least worried about it, but Lord Vishnu was little worried about it. So he wanted to prove that he was a great man. So what he did was, one day the kankana of the Pandari Vigraha disappeared. The matter reached the ears of the king. The king sent all soldiers. Finally, it was found with that particular dasi, that lady. She said, Purandara Dasa gave me this. Because Lord Vishnu took the form of Purandara Dasa, went to her house, gave this as a presentation. That is truth. So what she did was not a lie. It was not a lie. So naturally the king's soldiers caught hold of Purandara Dasa, tied him up to a pillar in the Rangamantapa of Bandaripura. But he would be silent. He would not let out what happened. He said, you wouldn't even say I'm innocent. He just kept on asking, did you take it or not? Why did you take it? Say something. He wouldn't say anything. But he was talking to Lord Bandarinatha within the heart of hearts. Why did you bring me to this level? I was a diamond merchant having with heaped wealth. So for the sake of a single jewel, I am going to be whipped here. Then the king came. The news reached him that he wouldn't open his mouth. The king himself came. He said, okay, I am going to whip him. Then he took a whip. While he was about to whip him, it seems the whip disappeared. Simultaneously, the whip was found in the hands of Lord Bandarinatha, under the armpit. The Archaka said, hey, look at the whip is there. Then he found out, you see, Lord Krishna held the whip on two occasions. One, while he was the charioteer of Arjuna. Two, to save Purandara Dasa. So the king understood that Purandara Dasa was a noble man. So he fell at the feet of Purandara Dasa, apologized. Then he found out that the kankana was not given by Purandara Dasa, it was given by a lord to make him known to the world. It is said that formerly when Purandara Dasa was Srinivasa Nayaka, he used to go to Krishnadevaraya bidding him to buy some jewel. Whenever he got some costly diamond or some stud or some jewel, he will go, he will tempt the queen of Krishnadevaraya. How beautiful it will be for your nose. Please buy this, I will give you for a cheaper price. Like that, he used to be a canvassing merchant. Now, when Krishnadevaraya heard that Purandara Dasa is no more a merchant, he is living on alms, he himself came to meet Purandara Dasa and said, Mr. Srinivasa Nayaka, if you have any financial difficulty, why don't you tell me? What happened to you? Did you meet a heavy loss in your business to become a beggar like this? He said, no, I gave up everything. Why, what happened to you? He said, what happened to me? Formerly, I used to stand before you, you were in a sitting posture. Now, I am in a sitting posture, you are standing before me. That is the change which has occurred on me. Then he understood that he has got wisdom. Jnana has come to him. Then in his last days, he was living in Hampi. There is a mandapa. Till today it is called as Dasa Mandapa. He lived there and he breathed his last while he was 80. Some versions say that he was 70. But he lived up to a ripe old age. Now this is his biography, but I am more interested in coming to the philosophical aspect of his contributions. You know, this Purandara Dasa initiated one thing called Dasa Sahitya. Dasa Sahitya means literature. Dasa means servility, servant. If you are a servant to the Lord, you are called a Dasa. In Sanskrit we say Bhakti is of 9 kinds, Navavida Bhakti. Of that, one Bhakti is called Dasa Bhakti. Hanuman had it. Hanuman considered himself as the Dasa of Lord Vishnu. Another Bhakti is called Maitri, that is friendship. Arjuna was a friend of Lord Krishna. Another Bhakti is called Radha Madhava Madhura Bhava, that is Patni Pati Bhakti, Nayaka Nayaki Bhavana. This Dasa Bhavana, that is considering yourself as the servant of the Lord, holding him up there as your Yajaman. This concept was popularized by Purandara Dasa. Vyasaraja used to say, of all Dasas, Purandara is the only Dasa, real Dasa. He was so favorite for him. In this Dasa Sahidya, he emphasized that every Jivatma, every soul is indebted to Lord Narayana for everything, for existence, Sat, Chit, Ananda, everything. So even for his breathing, you see, please go back to your past history. If you can understand that once upon a time you were a dog, you were a cat, you were a tree, or you were a human being but an atheist, you were a bad man, you were a rogue, even then God has been kind enough to be giving you food, air to breathe, a place to live in. He never punished you. He has been kind enough, and he has been waiting for an occasion when you will get this wisdom, when you will acknowledge his fathership. So till this birth he has been kind to you. So for this much of kindness you are indebted to him. So all Jivatmas are servants to him. This Dasa Bhavana is the most important. So even in Ramanuja Sampradaya of Vaishnavism, when one Vaishnavite meets another Vaishnavite, he is not supposed to call him as sir or somebody like that. He used to say Adiyan. Adiyan means I am your Dasa. He will repeat, I am your Dasa. All are Narayana Dasas. When one Jiyar, one Matadipati meets another Jiyar, another Matadipati, what is the procedure? What is the protocol to be followed? Both will fall at the feet of each other, calling oneself as Ramanujadasan. Adiyan Ramanujadasan, this Jiyar will say. He will repeat the same thing, Adiyan Ramanujadasan. So this Dasa Bhava was popularized in Karnataka by Purandaradasa. His Keerthanas were very popular. He employed the medium of music, raga, so effectively that even the illiterate masses, they started liking devotional songs. You know, devotion is something which not all people get. 1 in 1,000 gets it. In Gita he says, in 1 million people, one man tries to think about salvation. Of such people, 1 in a million comes to me, he says. Very rarer than the rarest are these Bhaktimans. That Bhakti cult was popularized by Purandaradasa to millions of people. Followers were in thousands. When Purandaradasa used to walk along the street singing songs, it is said that hundreds and thousands of people would follow him for miles to hear his sweet voice, because he employed that music, that agent called music, tune. Every man likes music. But nowadays, in modern days, the cinema has employed music and dance to a very low level. They have brought music to the, what was considered to be a gypsy frequency once upon a time has become hero frequency today. See what type of dance a gypsy was dancing in those days, that type of dance this heroine dances today. Hero and heroine. So, Purandaradasa was the vice versa. He elevated music to the level of bringing people, even illiterate people, to the temples. He made them think about God. For the learned masses, he composed in Sanskrit. The famous Keerthana, Venkatachala Nilayam. When he went to Tirupati, he sang on Lord Venkateshwara. This Keerthana is in Sanskrit. Is there anybody who has not yet heard this song? If there is anybody, my son has brought it CD, he will play it it will run for 1 or 2 minutes. You please listen to it. It will be sweet music. Go ahead.
వెంకటాచల నిలయం వైకుంఠపురవాసం వెంకటాచల నిలయం వైకుంఠపురవాసం వెంకటాచల నిలయం వైకుంఠపురవాసం వెంకటాచల నిలయం వైకుంఠపురవాసం పంకజనేత్రం పంకజనేత్రం పరమ పవిత్రం పంకజనేత్రం పరమ పవిత్రం శంఖచక్రధర చిన్మయ రూపం వెంకటాచల నిలయం వైకుంఠపురవాసం పంకజనేత్రం పరమ పవిత్రం శంఖచక్రధర చిన్మయ రూపం వెంకటాచల నిలయం వైకుంఠపురవాసం అంబుజోద్భవ వినుతా అంబుజోద్భవ వినుతా అగణిత గుణధామ అంబుజోద్భవ వినుతా అగణిత గుణధామ అంబుజోద్భవ వినుతా అంబుజోద్భవ వినుతా అగణిత గుణధామ అంబుజోద్భవ వినుతా అగణిత గుణధామ అంబుజోద్భవ వినుతా అగణిత గుణధామ అంబుజోద్భవ వినుతా అంబుజోద్భవ వినుతా అగణిత గుణధామ అంబుజోద్భవ వినుతా అగణిత గుణధామ అంబుజోద్భవ వినుతా అగణిత గుణధామ తుంబురు నారద గాన విలోలం తుంబురు నారద గాన విలోలం తుంబురు నారద గాన విలోలం వెంకటాచల నిలయం వైకుంఠపురవాసం పంకజనేత్రం పరమ పవిత్రం పంకజనేత్రం పరమ పవిత్రం శంఖచక్రధర చిన్మయ రూపం వెంకటాచల నిలయం వైకుంఠపురవాసం మకర కుండలధరం Gangadhara Madana Gopala Bhakta Poshaka Shri Bhakta Poshaka Shri Purandara Vithala Bhakta Poshaka Shri Purandara Vithala Purandara Vithala Purandara Vithala Bhakta Poshaka Shri 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 Purandara Vithala Venkatachala Nilayam Vaikuntha Puravasam Pankajanetram Parama Pavitram Shankha Chakradhara Chinmaya Rupam Venkatachala Nilayam Vaikuntha Puravasam Venkatachala Nilayam Vaikuntha Puravasam Venkatachala Nilayam Vaikuntha Puravasam Vaikuntha Puravasam Vaikuntha Puravasam
I hope you enjoyed the song. Now this, I would like to give a small explanation about this Keerthana, because it is in Sanskrit. He begins with Venkatachala Nilayam. This Venkatachalapati is a very popular name, but the inner meaning of the word is not known to many. How these 7 hills came to be called as Venkatachalam, there is a story. There was a Brahmin called Madhava. This Madhava was a man of very bad character. He went after prostitutes, he plundered money, he stole, he had all vices. Ultimately, his body was punished with all kinds of diseases, he lost wealth, everything. Then he fell at the feet of rishis. Those rishis said, you go to this hill, this Ledumalai, 7 hills. Lord Venkateshwara is there, he would cure you. So he came crying, repenting for his sins. While he was climbing the hill, when he had finished climbing the first hill itself, the disease disappeared. He was afflicted with leprosy, leprosy disappeared. Gradually, before he reached the sanctum sanctorum, he was cured of all diseases. Then Lord Narayana in the form of a rishi appeared before him and said, you will become a historical figure. The word vim means in ancient Sanskrit sins, iniquities. Katam means burning. Anybody who keeps his foot on this hill, he will get all his sins burnt away. So that hill which burns the sins of sinners is called Venkatachalam. Venkatam means burning sins. Achalam means, chalam means moving. Achalam means not moving. That is hill. Venkatachalam. In one of the Keerthanas, Purandara Dasa says, I did not know snana, I did not know dhyana. He never even took bath, it seems, regularly. Because he considered taking bath is an achara, anushtana. Why should I do it? I am a merchant, I am interested in making money. So, snanavariye, dhyanavariye, he says, I do not know either. I was such a bad man. Now this Lord Venkateshwara made me sing 4,75,000 of Keerthanas upon him. It's a miracle of miracles. So the first word of this Keerthana is Venkatachala Nilayam. That is, that Lord who takes away your sins, who takes away your iniquities. In one of the introductory verses of Vishnu Sahasranama, I remember to have read this. It says that Lord Vishnu is a thief, number one thief. If you keep chanting his names, he will steal away all your sins. You keep chanting his names, by your side there are bags of your sins accumulated by you down the births. All those bags will disappear. He will steal away. So the Upanishads say, Taskarasya Taskaraha. Taskaraha means thief. So he is a better thief than the worst thief of the world. And as a Navanita Chora in Krishnavatara, he proved it also. All the women were very careful to protect their buttermilk, milk and everything from Lord Krishna, but they could not succeed. Somehow he will manage to steal away. So he could be only punished, he could not be caught red-handed. You cannot stop him from stealing. That way, Lord Vishnu steals away your love. He makes you love him unknowingly. See, for us, if one person wants to love another, it takes years. After years of moving closely, we start loving each other. Our parents decide our marriage. Some unknown girl is introduced to us as wife. Some unknown man is introduced to her as husband. They start a life. Now they live for some 10 years or 20 years, 25 years. After that, after 2 decades or 3 decades, they start loving gradually. Only then they start understanding each other. Whereas Lord Vishnu is such a man, if you move with him, or if you start chanting his names, or if you move with his devotees, unknowingly you will develop a sort of affection, love, devotion, bhakti for him. So much so that you will become a saint like Purandaradasa without your own knowledge. Purandaradasa least dreamt that he would become a saint like this. He was so much after money. How could this miracle be effected? It is Lord Vishnu, his grace is like that, There is a name called Aghatita Ghatana Samarthaha. Lord Vishnu is Aghatita Ghatana Samarthaha. Aghatita means not possible. Ghatana means making it possible. Whatever is impossible is made possible by him. In Krishnavatara, he lifted a hill with the tip of his finger. He could station it like that for 7 days. How is it possible? Just think of it. Even the strongest man cannot do it. Strength plays no part in it at all. He is the master of Prakriti. He is Atita. He is above everything, every principle. So he could do it. So, his Aghatita Ghatana Samarthyam only can rescue us from ignorance, from this Maya. Venkatachala Nilayam, Vaikunta Paravasam. He says, we want to go to Vaikunta. For that, you need not wait for this birth to be over. We think that we have been living a holy life. After I die, perhaps after my 90th year, I might go to Sri Vaikunta. But Purandaradasa says, don't wait till that. Vaikunta is already here, on earth. Where is it? It is Venkatachala Nilayam. Venkatachala Nilayam itself is Sri Vaikunta. The word Sri Vaikunta means a place which is free of all black spots, all bad features. Kunta means bad thing, anything bad. Vaikunta, Vikunta. So this temple itself is Vaikunta. Why do you want to go to that Vaikunta? Venkatachala Nilayam Vaikunta Puravasam. Pankaja Netram. Pankaja means, Panka means this mud. What is born in mud? Lotus. Pankaja means lotus. Pankaja Netram. By Pankaja Netram, we call him in Vishnu Sahasranama as Pundarikakshaha, Adhokshajaha. Pundarikakshaha means, Pankaja Netram means, lotus is very pleasant colored. The color is not glaring. Further, it is very cool. You pluck a lotus and keep it very close to your cheek. You feel the temperature. It is very cooling. During the midday, you can keep it near it. Then, the honey of lotus flower is very rare. Further, this lotus flower is the residence of Goddess Lakshmi. Goddess Lakshmi likes lotus flower. Now his eyes are called Pankajanetram because he has a warm feeling for the devotees. He is ready to forgive. He is ready to give all the boons you demand. And physically speaking, biologically they say, according to the Samudrika Shastra, if the ultimate ends of your eyes are little blood colored, it's a good lakshana. Your eyes must not be, the white of the eye must not be plain white. It is not a good lakshana. It must be slight rose colored. So this Lord Vishnu's eyes are like that. So he is called Pankajanetra. Pankajanetra. It denotes his kind-heartedness. Pankajanetram. Parama Pavitram. Parama Pavitram means holier than the holiest. There is a word called Tirtha. In Karnataka, they say Vyasaraj Tirtha, Yadavendra Tirtha, Raghavendra Tirtha. Tirtha means that which makes any object or person holy by its contact. Tirtha is any object or water or any person who can make any object or person holy. These Matadhipadis were called Tirthangaras because they could make the Sishyas holy. Now, making others holy is possible by several agents. Say Ganges is good at it, Yamuna is good at it, Kaveri is good at it, Rishis are good at it, Himalayas is good at it. But of all these agents, there is one agent who is the supermost in making others holy, and it is Lord Narayana. So, Parama Pavitram. Parama means it is a superlative word. It is an adjective in Sanskrit. In countries also we used to say, avanu nan gotri parama ayogyare avanatra hogbeda matarbeda. Heltaralla. Parama means the worst. Here the greatest. Parama Pavitram, holier than the holiest. Shankha Chakra Dhara Chinmaya Rupa. Lord Vishnu holds a Shankha, conch, shell in the left hand. In the right he holds the discus, chakra. Chakra is for punishing the enemies. It is waiting to kill, do Satru Samhara for all asuras. Lord Vishnu has no enemies at all. Only his devotees have. So to protect them, he has that chakra. This Shankha is called Panchajanyam. There was an asura called Panchajana. He killed him. He made that shell as one of his instruments. This Panchajanyam is noted for jnana. If you want to give education, Lord Vishnu, you know what he does? He touches the forehead with the Panchajanya. In Tamil, you would have heard about the 12 Alvars. There was one Alvar called Vishnu Chitta, Periyalvar. He came to Madurai. He proved before the king of Madurai that Lord Vishnu is the omnipotent God. But originally he was an illiterate man. He had no knowledge about the Vedas. Lord Vishnu appeared in his dream. You go to Madurai, you talk about me, my Subramasi, you will get the reward. But he said, I am an illiterate, how can I speak? You go there, I will give you knowledge. So when this Vishnu Chitta came to King Pandya's Darbar, Lord Vishnu appeared before him. He touched his forehead with his Panchajanya. He came to know all Vedas. He quoted profusely from the Upanishads, from the Itihasas, and he proved that Lord Narayana was omnipotent God. So this Panchajanyam in Vaishnava Sampradaya is noted for giving knowledge. So school students can worship Panchajanya for knowledge. So Shankha, Chakra, Dhara means to support, bear. Chinmaya Rupam. Chinmaya means Jnana Swarupa. He is Chinmaya. He is in the form of knowledge. Knowledge itself personified. Then the first line repeats Venkatachala Nilayam Vaikuntha Parabhasam. Then the next stanza is Ambujodbhava Vinutam. Ambuja again indicates lotus. You see, when Lord Vishnu woke up from his yoga nidra, he thought of creating the world. So from his navel rose up a lotus flower. Upon that Brahma appeared. So since Brahma was born upon a lotus flower, he is called Ambuja. Ambuja Udbhava. Ambuja Udbhava. That he was born in a lotus flower. Ambuja Udbhava. Vinutam. Vinutam means worshipped. Even Brahma worships him. Ambuja Udbhava Vinutam. You see, in the 33 crores of gods category, he is the highest authority. He holds the highest post, Brahma. Even that Ambujodbhava worships him. Ambujodbhava Vinutam. Aganita Gunanamo. Ganita means that which can be calculated. Aganita means that which cannot be calculated. Innumerous, beyond counting. What is beyond counting? Aganita guna nama. His good qualities. Lord Narayana has good qualities, so many and so many, that you cannot count them. While describing about the Vishnu Sahasranama, they say, Yani Namani Gaunani, all those namas, all those 1,000 names describe his good qualities. Visvam, Vishnuhu, Vashatkaraha, Dhanadaraha, Drivanapradaha, Bhagyidaha, all these namas explain his good qualities only. So his good qualities are aganita, beyond counting. What is so special about it? Because you see, even we people have good qualities. Each one of us has good qualities. None is without it. But how many good qualities we have? If we go to our own bedroom and lock the door and check upon ourselves, we would be having at the best some 5 or 6 good qualities. That's all. Whereas Lord Narayana has aganita, countless good qualities. Aganita guna nam. So he has so many thousands of names indicating his good qualities. Tumburu Narada Gana Vinodam. Sage Tumburu, Sage Narada. These two Brahma Rishis, they are ever singing songs upon him, standing on both the sides. They cannot but sing. You know, people who are good at music cannot abstain from singing. Their voices will tempt them to sing. These two people, Tumburu and Narada, are so great in singing that they were teachers of 2 Gandharva students named as, one is called Haha, the other is called Hu. These are the 2 names of the best singers among Gandharvas. So it so happened in the earth tradition that when a man sings very well, we say Haha. That means you will sing like Haha. So later it became a phrase of applause. When we want to appreciate somebody, we say ha ha. Actually, it is the name of a Gandharva. And there is a story in the Puranas. There was a king. He wanted to get his daughter married to the best bridegroom. And he had his yogi capacity to go to Brahmaloka whenever he wanted. So, he took his daughter, went to Brahmaloka. He wanted to consult Lord Brahma as to who would be the best bridegroom for daughter. But when he went there, Brahma was listening to the music of Ha Ha and Hu Hu. These 2 people were singing. In music, you would have heard about Alapana, Sanchara and such things like that. You know, a raga reaches its climax in Alapanas and Sancharas. And those 2 people were doing it. This king started liking the music. So he did not want to disturb Brahma. He also started enjoying the music. He waited till the music was over. Those 2 people completed singing. Then this king goes, Brahmadevaya Namaha. He said, well, what can I do for you? Swami, I came for consultation. You were enjoying the music. I didn't want to disturb you. What is the consultation you want? This is my daughter. I want the best bridegroom. Already there are 5 or 6 proposals. So-and-so is ready to marry my daughter. So-and-so is always nagging me. Is begging for my daughter's hand. So 5 or 6 proposals are there. Whom do you suggest? Then Lord Brahma said, you see, while you came to Brahmaloka, those people were there. But as you were listening to the music, thousands of years have passed away. Those people are dead. That Yuga is over. Treta Yuga is over. Now Dwapara Yuga has come. Even Dwapara Yuga is going to come to a close. So, all those 6 proposals are useless now. You will have to find a new proposal. Then he said, how am I going to fix it? He said, Lord Adisesha is born as Balarama. Lord Vishnu is born as Lord Krishna. You take your daughter to Balarama, give her in marriage to him. He is the fittest person. So he comes down to the earth, he meets Balarama. He tells him the news. Then Balarama looks at the daughter. The girl was taller than Balarama by 2 feet. Yuga Dharma, because in that Yuga, women were very tall. Now that Treta Yuga is gone, Dwapara Yuga is coming to an end. So Balarama is this high, the girl is that high. Balarama said, you want me to marry this girl? The world will laugh at me, man. He said, then do something. Don't send me back to Lord Brahma. Then this Lord Balarama had this Halaida. He had a weapon. Hala means that peasants have this plow. So he put that Halaida around her neck, and by his yogic power, he pulled her down. So she was made short. He brought her to this level. Then he married. And she is Revati. The Puranas say that. The king's name is Raivata Raja. Now, this diversion occurred because of this Tumbru and Narada. These Tumbru and Narada were good at singing, and because they were attached to Lord Vishnu, they employed this singing to praise him. Tumburu Narada Gana Vilolam. Vilolam means fond of. If you are fond of anything, you are called Lola. Some college students are called Sri Lolas. They are after girls. They are called Sri Lolas. Lola means, if you go to Ahobila, in Andhra Pradesh, there is a Punishetra called Ahobila. In Ahobilam, there are 9 Narasimhas. Of that, one Narasimha is called Ma Lola. Ma Lola means, Ma means Mahalakshmi. Lola means fond of. That Narasimha who is fond of Mahalakshmi is called Ma Lola. Because all other Narasimhas are Samharamurtis. This is Lakshmi Narasimha. So he is called Ma Lola. He is Tumburu Narada Gana Lola. He likes the songs of Tumburu and Narada. If they sing, he keeps liking it. Because not that he likes music, he likes the Bhakti Bhavana. Bhakti Bhavana is more important. If you don't have any Bhakti at all, if he keeps singing well, he is not going to be cheated that way. So, Tumburu Narada Gana Vilolam. Then, Ambudi Shayanam Atma Abhiram. Ambudi Shayanam. Ambudi means ocean, milk ocean. Chirabdhi. Shayanam means sleeping. He is sleeping on an ocean of milk. Now, I would like to explain the concept of milk ocean. These non-Hindus take pleasure in making fun of us. Hey, your gods are all funny, man, to look at. One god is sleeping on a snake, and one god is sitting upon a bull, and one god is sitting on a lotus. What is all this silly concept, man? How is it possible? And how can there be a milk ocean at all? And if at all there is a milk ocean, how can a person sleep upon a snake? These are all silly concepts they used to say. But the Vedas give us the secrets. The milk is the source of all creative things. That is why when Durvasa cursed Indra to lose all his wealth in the Devaloka, as a Sapa Vimochana, he said, you go to Lord Vishnu, get his permission, you churn the milk ocean, and you will get all the things you lost. So it is from that ocean of milk all things were created. So milk is the source of all things to be created. As a corollary we can find on earth, every mother gives milk to the child. A cow, an ass, a donkey, a man. That milk contains all food materials needed. It can make a baby grow. So all creative powers consolidated and kept in a potential form is represented as the milk ocean. Upon it he lies. Now what is the snake about? In Patanjali Yoga Shastra, sage Patanjali says, below the 33rd bone of your backbone, down below here, there is Mooladhara. In that Mooladhara, there is a Shakti called Kundalini. What is Kundalini? Kundalam means round. Anything which is round is called Kundalam. Later, Purandaradasa says Makara Kundalam. In the ear we have a round thing. There, a snake biting its own tail with its mouth has formed a round. It is staying there in your Mooladhara. If you can make it release the tail, that snake starts creeping upon your backbone gradually. The more and more it rises, the more and more wise you become. When it reaches this level, you become fit for salvation. Then through Brahmadandra, your soul goes. So that Kundalini power, everyone has. Every human being has. Now, Lord Narayana is the overall controller of all Kundalinis. To show that, they say a 1,000-headed snake is there, and he is sleeping on it. He is in control of all the Kundalinis. So when you worship Lord Narayana, your Kundalini rises up. So to explain that principle only, they say that Adisesha is the snake bed. Ambudhi Shayanam. Shayanam means lying down, not necessarily sleeping. Shayanam is lying down, not necessarily sleeping. He is not sleeping. He is simply closing his eyes and watching and concentrating. By mere sankalpa he can create. By mere sankalpa he can destroy. That's what is called Yoga Nidra. He is doing it. So Ambudhi Shayanam. Atma Abhiramam. Abhiramam means any person who is capable of enchanting you is called Ramaha. When King Dasharatha gave birth to 4 sons, Vasishta gave names to 4 children. He called one as Lakshmana because his Lakshanas were so excellent. He called one as Bharata because he is going to rule the whole India for 14 years. Bhara means support. He called one as Satrughna because he is going to win the Satru of the desire of being always with the Lord. When Lord Rama went to the forest, Lakshmana was adamant. He said, I will also come with you. Bharata tried the same thing, but when Rama said no, he obeyed. But this Satrughna totally did not do this. He never miscooperated. When Rama said, Bharata will stay here to rule India, Satrughna said, I will serve Bharata. I will not be a source of menace to you. So that Satru is the desire to be with the Lord, to enjoy his physical beauty, to serve him. That Satru he won. That's why he is called Satrughna. So him he gave the name Satrughna. While he came to the first son, he said, I will name him as Rama. Why? Ramati iti Ramaha. Ramati means enchants. He catches a place in your heart. He is able to win your heart by his qualities, by his appearance, by his gait. So he was called Ramaha. Ramati iti Ramaha. Abhiramam means one who enchants very much. So Atma Abhiramam. Once a man happens to see the Lord Vishnu in person, he will definitely become a slave to him. His personality was such. Shurpanaka was the sister of Ravana. She was in charge of Panchavati. Rama and Lakshmana were living in Panchavati with Sita. Shurpanaka came to eat Rama because she was fond of human flesh. She could smell the presence of human beings by her olfactory capacities. So, her mouth was watering. She came to eat Rama and Lakshmana. But once she saw Rama, she changed her mind. He said, I will not eat you. You please marry me. I would like to marry you. So handsome was Rama. But Rama said, no, I am already married to Janaki. I cannot marry you. Then she said, okay, if Janaki is the impediment, I will eat her. I will make the way clear. Come on, let us get married. Then this put him in short temper. Rama said, you don't deserve my patience. You go to Lakshmana, he is a bachelor. He will marry you. Then immediately he saw Lakshmana. Lakshmana is also equally good. Okay, you get married to me. You know what he did? He cut her nose and he cut her breasts and he made her bleed and run away. And that was the beginning of Ram Ravana Yuddha. So a Rakshasi who came to eat a person became the lover. How is it possible? You see, you have an enemy. Suppose there is a man who borrowed some 1 lakh rupees from you. He cheated you. You know that he can repay the amount, but he doesn't want to. He cheated you. Now he shifted his residence to North India. After some 25 years, you see him. You happen to see him. He is going in a Benz car, very affluent. How do you feel? You feel like murdering him. So, when you happen to meet him personally, however beautiful he might be, you will not change your temperament. You are not going to fall at his feet, how Atma Abhiramam you are. You are not going to say that. But this person, Lord Narayana, is the only person who can convert even enemies into friends by his very physical appearance. On the first day battle in Ramayana, Ravana came himself. The first day battle was between Rama and Ravana as a personal battle. Ravana thought he had 10 heads and 20 hands. Rama has only 1 head and 2 hands. I can easily defeat him. So he came that way. But what happened was, while the battle was going on, Ravana forgot to fight. He forgot to take the arrows. He forgot to keep it in the bow. Enchanted by the beauty, the way in which he is fighting, Rama is fighting. Look at the style he is taking each arrow with. The way in which he keeps it on the bow. The way in which he drags the thing. Oh, how gracefully he fights. I am not able to see even a speck of anger in his face. He does it as a playful thing. What a handsome person. He forgot himself. Now Rama watched it. Oh, this fellow has lost himself in my beauty. So what happened? Ravana lost all his weapons, he was barehanded. Then Rama said, you are very tired today, go today and come tomorrow. We'll fight again. So this is what happened. Valmiki says that even Ravana became his admirer. In astrology says if you have Jupiter in number 4, house number 4, you will get admiration even by enemies. Now these are all some points, astrological points I give you to perpetuate astrology. So Atma Biramam, then once again he says Venkatachala Nilayam, Vaikuntha Puravasam. Pahi Pandava Paksham, Kaurava Madaharanam. Pahi Pandava Paksham. Pahi Pandava Paksham means Lord Krishna was one-sided. In the Mahabharata war, he was not neutral. He was always supporting the Pandavas. He was not neutral. So he was called Pandava Pakshapati. So he's called Pahi means protect me. Pahi Ma. Pandava Paksham. Why did he side Pandavas? Because by the side of Pandavas was Dharma. Kaurava Madaharanam. Kauravas, Duryodhana and his brothers. Actually the word Kauravas indicates both Pandavas and Duryodhana. You know the word Kaurava is a Tattidanta Padam. That is, the word comes from Kuru. There was a Raja called Kuru. His descendants were called Kauravas. So in one sense, even all the 5 Pandavas are Kauravas. But it so happened that in down the years, we came to call only Duryodhanadiyas as Kauravas. But here Purandaradasa means only those 100 people. Kaurava Mada Haranam. Mada means pride. Haranam means removing. He removed his pride. Bahu Parakrama Purnam. Bahu means bhujam, hands. Parakrama means bravery. You know, in Karnataka there is a place called Shravana Belagula, and there is a statue, 36 or 56. His name is called Bahubali. Bahubali. He is one of the Tirthankaras. He was named as Bahubali because of his Bhujabala Parakrama. He was very strong in hands. So Bahu Parakrama Purnam. Rama was so strong in hands. So strength must be in biceps, in triceps and in shoulder muscles. That is a useful place. You know, Valmiki says, while Vishwamitra took Rama and Lakshmana to Janaka Maharaja's Dhanur Yajna, the Dhanus, that is the bow, was shown to him. While other kings tried to lift the bow, they used both hands, but they couldn't even move it. For some kings, they could introduce the palms, but the palm got caught under the weight of the bow. They couldn't remove their hands. Such things happened. But when Vishwamitra commanded, Rama went there. Valmiki says, you know what Rama did? He pressed the one end of the bow with the big toe of his left leg. He didn't use his hands at all. Rama went near the bow. He used his left leg. By the big toe, he pressed the one end of the bow. So the bow stood like a cobra. Now, if you go and play a flute before a cobra stands like this, you know. So, like a Kala Sarpa, it stood up. Then only he starts using his hand. So, I should say, by Pada Parakrama Purnam he did it. Then, using the other hand, he brought the bow down to be tied up. But it broke. So, he was so strong. While Sugriva wanted the assistance of Rama to kill Vali, Rama said, okay, I promise you to get your wife back. You promise me to help me get my wife back. I will kill Vali. You please help me to kill Ravana. So a mutual promise it was. But what happened was Rama was peaceful. Sugriva could not be. He always had his doubts about Rama. You know, my brother Vali is a very strong fellow. how can this Rama defeat Vali? So to get his selfish aim done, he gives me a promise. So he was always doubting like that. Anjaneya could read his mind. So he went to Rama, Swami, my Maharaja is ever doubtful about you. Please convince him that you can kill Vali. Okay, ask him to tell me, prescribe me a certain deed, by doing which he will believe that I will kill Vali. Then he said, he took him to a heap of bones. It was the skeleton of a Rakshasa called Dundubi. He said, my brother Vali used to take this Dundubi, lift him above his head and circulate it and throw it for 7 miles away. He was so strong. Can you do that? Then what Rama did? He introduced his left leg into that skeleton, lifted it and gave it such a strong kick, it went and fell some 14 miles away. Then what Sugriva did, while my brother did it, Dundubi was alive with flesh and blood. This is only skeleton, So this cannot be a proof, adequate proof. Okay, what other proof you want? Then he said, you come here. And there were Salavrakshas, 7 big trees, each tree as broad as a banyan tree. My brother Vali used to pluck the tree with the roots. Can you uproot it? Then Rama took a bow, and with the help of one bow, he pierced 7 trees with his Bhujabala Parakrama. And that convinced him, Sugriva finally up. Now I believe that you can kill my brother. So here he says, Bahu Parakrama Purnam, Ahalya Shapa Bhaya Nivaranam. You would have heard about this popular story, Ahalya, how this Ahalya had illegal relations with Indra. Indra, of course, came in the form of Gautama Rishi, but she knew that it was not Gautama Rishi. But she had an eye for this Indra, so she enjoyed that relation. So while Gautama Rishi came back, he understood the whole illegal affair. So he cursed. When Vishwamitra took Rama and Lakshmana to the Dhanuryaga of Janaka, by the Padaduli of Sri Rama, she got cured of that curse. So Ahalya Shapa Bhaya Nivaranam. This Gautama Rishi was such a powerful Rishi that his curse cannot be overlooked. And she had another Bhaya. You see, once you get cursed and even after the curse gets removed, history will keep telling, this Ahalya went wrong with this fellow Indra. You know what Rama did? Rama said, from hereafter you will be counted with chaste women of the Puranas. You will be one of those 5 chaste women. Anybody who chants your name will be blessed. Anybody who looks upon your past will be cursed. So Ahalya is not a sinner, she is a holy lady. She is as holy as Ganges. So Ahalya Shapa Bhaya Nivaranam, Venkatachala Nilayam, Vaikunta Purvasam. Sakala Veda Vicharam. All the 4 Vedas, Vichara means to think about. They are devoted only to explain the Swarupa of Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayana to the society. What are the Vedas meant for? It is to make us understand Him only. Rig, Yajur, Sama, Atharvana, all the 4 Vedas. Now you must know one fact that Vedas are unlimited. Now we are wrongly thinking that Vedas have a limited number of slokas or rigs. It is not so. Vedas are unlimited. As unlimited as countless. From yuga to yuga, sage Vyasa converts the quantity of chapters and he modifies the quantity of Vedas. Here the word Sakala does not mean all, because there is no meaning for the word all. See, only when the quantity comes to a certain limit you can use the word all. So when he says Sakala Veda Vicharam, he uses the word in our viewpoint. From our viewpoint, all Vedas speaks about you, all Vedas speak about you, think about you. Sarva Jivanakaram. Jivanakaram means giving life. That is, we are conceived in the mother's womb. Our father and mother, they came together and we were conceived. We think that our mother and father gave us life, but that is not true. It is God who does it in the form of salmon, in the form of Stronita. The combination happens because of Him. It is he. So, Spuranam, it is because of that sprouting, life comes. When you sow a seed in the land, you water it, a plant comes up. That is Jivana Karanam. That is done by God. So all jivas, all living things, they breathe, they live because of him only. You cut asunder, you minus him, there is no life. But for him there is no life. So, Sarva Jivana Karam. No, these are all, what I would say, is the essences of Upanishads. This Purandara Dasa was a scholar in Sanskrit. To be a scholar in Sanskrit is a rare fortune, and it is a very tough thing also. We all know Bala Samskritam. Tavanama Kim, Aham Janami, Aham Patami. This much of Sanskrit we know. But if you go to Vedic Sanskrit, it's very tough. Kanchi Chandrasekhara Swami, one Sanskrit Shiromani went to him to get his blessings. He asked him, you say that you are a Shiromani in Sanskrit. What language the Vedas are in? Tell me what language the Vedas are in. Then the fellow laughed. Swamiji, it is in Sanskrit. No, it is not in Sanskrit. Then he said, what language? Then he started blinking. What, Swamiji is playing with me or what? I have been told 100 times by everybody that the Vedas are in Sanskrit. He said, no, it is not in Sanskrit. Then allow me 1 week's time. That fellow came out to all Sanskrit professors. They said, Swamiji is playing with you. You go back to him and repeat the same answer. Then on the 8th day he came. He said, Swamiji, you are playing a game with me. This is not the age for games. It is in Sanskrit. I said. Who said? My professor said. He does not know. Then he said, you please give me the answer. He said, it is not in Sanskrit. The Vedas are in Chandas. The Vedas are in a particular language called Chandas. That Chandas was modified. The word Samskritam means modified. Samskrita means modified. Modified. That word we use for culture also. Those people are cultured. When you want to say he is a cultured man, if you want to say it in Sanskrit, you can say he is Samskrita. Samskrita means he is cultured, modified. So the word Sanskrit itself shows that it is not Sanskrit. The meaning of if you understand the meaning of the word Sanskrit, it will tell you it is modification. If this is modification, what is original? That's my question. So the Vedas are in Chandas. That language nobody knows, including me. That language, now we can utter the Vedic mantras. The Gayatri is in Chandas. We can utter the Vedic mantras, give a rough meaning of that also. But the exact grammar, Chandas grammar, is not known to anybody. Only sage Narada, sage Vyasa and such people only know. So, what is Sanskrit is different from the language of the Vedas. Sanskrit is a simplified form. Now, what you call as tough Sanskrit, if you go to Vedic Shiromani classes and all, there they talk very tough Sanskrit. That is a very simple form of Chandas. Now, once again, this Sanskrit comes to be modified again and again. It gets simplified into the many languages of India. Pali, Prakrita, Punjabi, Saurashtra, Kashmiri. All these are all broken forms of Sanskrit only. So, when you come to down south, you see, there is a mixture of Sanskrit, very much. So here is a Sarva Jivana Karanam. So all jivas sprout out because of you. You would have heard about an incident in the life of Saint Raghavendra. While Raghavendra was the Matadipati of Kumbakonam, when Muslim Sultan came, he said, you Hindu saints are cheating people by saying that there is one Narayana, there is one God. Only Allah is God. We believe in Allah. Now, to disprove my statement, can you do me a miracle? He asked him. Then Raghavendra asked back, okay, what do you want me to do? He said, I will bring you, I don't know the English equivalent for that. In Sanskrit we call it musalam. In Tamil we call it ulakkai. To powder grains, a wooden stock will be used by ladies. In Tamil we say ulakkai. In Sanskrit we call it musalam. He said, I will bring you a musalam. can you make it sprout with leaves? Using your Vedic namas. Then I will believe that Hinduism is a good religion. He said, I can. How many days you give me? He said, 1 week I will give you. That Nawab said, that Muslim I will bring, not yours, because that will be fraud. I will bring my Muslim. Okay, bring it. The next day he brought a Muslim and he gave it to it and he made a mark in it so that he cannot dupe him. Now this Raghavendra, he took some tirtha, some jalam, water every day, chanted Mrityunjaya mantra. Mrityunjaya mantra is meant for, Mrityu means death, Jaya means victory. Victory over death. Mrityunjaya mantra on Dhanvantri, kept chanting it and he sprinkled that water on that Muslim daily. On the 7th day itself, 2 leaves came out. He sent his Shishya to the Nawab, asked him to come and see that. That fellow came and he thought he couldn't believe his eyes. And he gently touched it, he felt it and plucked it and saw the root was there. Then he said, okay, I will not become a Hindu hereafter, but I will stop torturing Hindus. I will stop breaking Hindu temples. That much I can do. So this is an incident in Raghavendra's life, which this reminds me of that. Sarva Jivana Karanam. If God thinks He can make a plant come in this iron table, He can bring life to anything. Makara Kuntala Dhara Madana Gopalam. Makara is an animal, is the name of an animal living in the seas. Something like a crocodile. In the 12 signs of the horoscope, one sign is called Makaram. Makaram. This jewel called Kundalam that is worn in the ears, if it is fashioned after the figure of a Makaram, something like a Makaram bending like this, if it is made of gold, the Shastras say that it is a good auspicious. It's a good symbol. In those days, if you go to ancient houses, in modern houses we don't come to see this. If you go to the threshold, you can see the figures of peacocks, swans, and such holy symbols carved on wood. You go to Maharaja's palaces of those days. In palaces, they used to have such doors. Nowadays, Germans are ready to pay 5 lakhs of rupees for one door, if you can show them such a door. They are hunting after such doors, such thresholds. If you go to Chettinad, there are doors like this, they sell and buy. So, in gold jewelry, the Shastras say, Vishwakarma says, if Makara is embellished in a kundala, that augurs good for him. He will get good fortune. Now, Lord Narayana is wearing 2 kundalas, Makara kundalas. Makara kundala dharam is wearing this. Madana Gopalam. Madana means, you would have heard about Cupid, God Cupid called Manmata. Why is he called Manmata? Do you know? You know the reason for his name? Manmata. Man means manas. Man means manas, mind. Matanam means churning. When they churned the milk ocean, it was called Matanam. Chirasagara Matanam. Manmata means that God who can churn your mind and corrupt you. You see, when a girl goes there, I look at her and turn back my face. I am not disturbed. Suppose Manmata throws a bow, throws an arrow into my heart. I look at her, I keep on looking at her, that girl. I get up, I walk up there, I follow her. What happened to me? I was normal. It's called Manamatanam. He has churned my mind. So, that man who churns the minds of people is called Manmata. So, the name itself is a dangerous name. Be careful. Because college students say, what is the point of worshipping Lord Venkateshwara and Lord Shiva? These are all sannyasis. If you worship Manmata, we will get good girls also. So beware, the name itself shows that he is going to make you mad. Manmata means he is going to churn your mind. So your nut is going to be loosened. Be careful. So here, Madana Gopalam. Leave alone that Manmata. That Manmata is none before this Lord Vishnu. When Lord Krishna came, when he simply walked along the road, these Gopikas, 3, they fell at his feet. They hankered whether he would not touch them. Even touching his feet or even touching the sand which was trodden by him was considered to be great. They used to be dreaming about him. You would have heard about a girl called Chintayanti, Dirga Chintayanti. During Krishnavatara, Krishna had a contract with these Gopikastris that at night when their parents go to sleep after 10 o'clock, he will play the flute upon the banks of a river Yamuna. You hear my flute and come, we will have Rasa Leela, we will dance. So all girls used to go and they will have a dance. Now, how many times you can cheat these parents? They are mature people, Once or twice they were cheated, on one occasion they found this theft out. So it seems a particular couple of parents, they were very much aware of their daughter's mischief. They said, we would stop sleeping after 10 o'clock. Because a flute is heard every night and every girl goes there. So by 10 they will wake up, they will sit there. So this particular girl, she could not go. All other girls went there, they were enjoying Rasa Leela with Lord Krishna. This particular girl could not go. So what she did was, she was thinking within herself, within her mind, whatever would be going on there. Oh, by now this Radha will be playing with Krishna, Krishna will be going after her. So she imagined those scenes, and because of her grief that she could not take part in it, grief-stricken, she died on the spot, within the house. So she was named Dirga Chintayanti. Chintaya means thinking. Dirga Chintayanti. She is named as Dirga Chintayanti. So, Manmata is none before Lord Krishna. Krishna was so powerful in attracting girls. So, Madana Gopalam. If you go to the temple of Madana Gopala Krishna, there is a belief that marriages will get organized. Supposing your girl doesn't get a bridegroom, or even after marriage you don't get a child, you go to Madana Gopala Swami and you will get a child. Madana Gopalam. Bhakta Poshaka Sri Purandara Vitalam. Bhakta Poshaka means one who protects the devotee, one who grants the boons for his devotees. Sri Purandara Vitalam. You see, here he calls himself the Bhakta. I am the Bhakta. That Bhakta, you give protection. Bhakta Poshaka. Sri Purandara Vitalam. The Sri Purandara Vitalam is the Ankita, that is emblem. In those days in Keerthanas, the composer will write his name at the end of the Keerthana. In Tyagaraja Swami's Keerthana, at the end of it you can find his name embellished, by which we can make out, oh, this is the Keerthana of so and so. So here he confesses, Sri Purandara Vitalam, that is his name. And the word here signifies Lord Vishnu also. So, Bhakta Poshaka Sri Purandara Vitalam, Vaikuntha Nilayam, Venkatachala Nilayam. Now we worship. So this Keerthana got a place in my heart on my first hearing itself. When I heard it first, I did not know it was a Keerthana by Purandaradasa. I did not know who composed the raga for it. But it simply entered my ears and got a place in my heart. Then in my later days, I came to know that it was by Purandaradasa. So when Mr. Mohan said, you must speak on Purandaradasa, I decided, okay, I allowed some time for this Keerthana. Because it is in Sanskrit, you must know the meaning of it. Hereafter, when you hear this song, you can go back and think about my words. So any mantra, if chanted knowing the meaning of it, is more powerful. There is a story in the Upanishads. There were two students. They were fresh graduates from university. They were returning to their houses. On the way, they saw a green tree's branch felled by a woodcutter lying on the ground, half immersed in water. Now these two students spoke among themselves. He said, our Guru has taught us a mantra which would make a green tree catch fire. Why don't we try that mantra upon this tree? Let us see whether that mantra works or not. So the first candidate, he uttered that mantra. What happened was smoke came, but fire did not come. The other student tried in the other edge of the tree. It immediately caught fire. Fire and smoke, it was ablaze, the whole tree was burnt to ashes. Now this fellow could not understand. The same mantra was given by the same Guru to both of us. But for me, it gives only smoke. For him, fire comes. Why? So both the fellows returned. They went to the master and clarified this doubt. Then he said, while I taught this mantra in the morning, after the lunch you went home. Whereas this student came back to me, he learnt from me the meaning of the mantra. He wanted me to teach the meaning of the mantra. I taught him that. Whereas you never learnt the meaning of the mantra, you just know the mantra alone. So knowing the mantra without understanding the meaning can give you only smoke. If you understand the meaning, it will give you fire. So this is a story from the Upanishads explaining to you that any mantra, whether it is Vishnu Sahasranamam or mere Ramanamam or any mantra, must be learnt along with the meaning. Only then it gives you the full significance. So I think I have made you understand the meaning of this Keerthana. With the little time I was given, I could do only this much. God willing, I will meet you some other time. I thank Mr. Mohan Kalkinathan for this rare opportunity. Then the family of Varmaji, this Grahilakshmi, Srimati Sushila Varmaji, Srimati Maitreyi, Srimati Madhu Vasudeva, and all those people, but for one or two who walked away, all the remaining sat quietly and patiently, which is of course a definite instigation for any speaker. Oh, thank you for the appreciation. So I thank you all.
On behalf of Vishwamatri, we are honoring Sri D.A.Joseph, who gave a very exponent rendition of the Purandara Dasa Kriti along with the Vedas and Upanishads, which is very excelling. Thank you, sir.
A small token from Vishwamatri, from my brother-in-law. We are extremely happy. Today is my brother-in-law's birthday. Yes. It is all a surprise. Yes. I didn't know anything about these things. Thank you.
God ordained.